Hello guys, this is your friend and we are back with a new fanfic. Which is What If Naruto Secretly Political Marriage with Hinata, Part 3. And if you enjoy this fanfic then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this and comment for next part. And now let's start the fanfic. Hey, I'm back and I've brought guests, Tazuna yelled as he entered the house. A woman quickly appeared to greet everyone. Hello. Oh Naruto-kun. Why you're back, it's so good to see you, the woman said as gave the boy a hug. I see you're with a new group. What happened to your old team? Yeah, some things changed so I got a new team, Naruto told the woman. Well hello there, I'm the great Jiraiya-sama, Naruto's sensei. I must say you're a fine-looking young lady. How about we get a drink and I can tell you about all things of taught Naruto here. Jiraiya started to flirt but was quickly met by Naruto's fist. Don't you dare start Arrow Sennin. Naruto yelled. Hello, I'm Hyuga Hinata, it's very nice to meet you, Hinata said as she introduced herself. I'm Yamanaka Ino, pleased to make your acquaintance, Ino said as she too introduced herself as well. Well, it's nice to meet all of you, please you're welcome to feel right at home here, the woman told the group. Inari, come here quick. An old friend has returned. The woman called as a boy quickly ran down the stairs. What is it, mother? The little boy asked entering the room. What? Naruto ni-san. Inari said looking quite surprised to see the older blonde-headed boy. Hey, Inari, what's up? How you been? Naruto asked walking up to the boy and patted him on the back. You know, getting this place back together. Got to stay strong after all, Inari said grinning at Naruto. Yeah, I can see. You've gotten even stronger since the last time I saw you, Naruto said as he smiled right back at the boy. Hey, why don't you guys take a seat and get comfortable? I'm sure you've got to be tired, Tazuna interrupted the two boys. Sure, thank you. We appreciate it greatly, Jiraiya said as everyone took a seat at the table. So Tazuna-san, I take it you're the Wave Country representative we were supposed to meet. Yes, that would be me. It seems I got quite famous after building the bridge, Tazuna said. Then you should have some information for us concerning the rest of our mission, Jiraiya said. Discover more. Books. Books and literature. Ah, well there really isn't anything to tell. There hasn't been all that much information. Apparently the group that's invaded the country and ultimately is trying to take it over is mainly made of rogue ninjas. From what our agents scouted, they're mainly ninjas from mist, sand, sound, and rain, Tazuna informed the group. I see, the sand and sound ninjas are probably runaways from the attack on Konoha. Mist and rain are both known for having very skilled ninjas desert them because of mistreatment and various other problems. Jiraiya said. I'm sure Hidden Sand is having too many problems of their own to worry about runaways, and no doubt the runaways from Sound know better than to try and return in fear what Orochimaru would do to them for failing the big destroy Konoha plan. I see, it would seem your village has had troubles recently as well, Tazuna said. Yeah, we recently came under attack, a lot of good shinobi were killed and we lost our Hokage. But, a new Hokage is in charge now, and she's doing a fine job of stabilizing the village, Jiraiya said. So Naruto ni-san, Inari said getting Naruto's attention. What do you want? Naruto asked looking over at the grinning boy. So, I see you have two pretty girls with you no, come on bro, which one is your girlfriend? Inari asked with a very big grin. I see you've gotten strong and smart as also. Well naturally, both of these girls are my girlfriend, since I'm so awesome, Naruto said with a wide grin only to receive a punch from an angry Ino that sent him flying into the wall. Naruto no baka, you only wish I was your girlfriend. Ino yelled. Discover more. Books and literature. Books. Naruto-kun, I'm sorry, but you deserve that, Hinata thought to herself as Naruto pulled himself out of the wall and walked over to Hinata and put his arm around her. Discover more. Books and literature. Books. Actually, I was just kidding, Naruto said rubbing his cheek. Actually, Hinata-chan here is my girlfriend, Naruto said, giving her a kiss on the cheek that caused her to blush fiercely. Naruto-kun. Hinata stuttered in shock. I see Naruto-ni-san, very good choice. She doesn't look as violent, Inari said, which caused Ino to glare angrily over at the boy. What was that, little boy? Ino said in a threatening voice. I said my how lovely you are, Inari said, quickly taking back his previous statement. I thought so, Ino said, calming down. Hey Ero Senin, do you mind if I go out for a little while? Naruto asked his sensei. What? Where do you plan on going? Jiraiya asked, looking rather curious. I want to visit some people I know. I haven't visited them in a while. I figured it was time I paid my respects, Naruto said in a rather somber voice. Oh, I see, Jiraiya replied. Sure, but don't be out too long, we don't know where these enemy ninja are, don't let yourself get caught up in an attack, Jiraiya said to the boy. Yes, I'll try and be back soon, Naruto said as he got up and headed toward the door. Naruto-kun. Hinata began to speak. Naruto turned to face her. May I go with you? I would like to spend time with you. Huh, oh sure Hinata-chan, let's go. Even though the place I'm going isn't ideal for a date, Naruto replied as he opened the door, then he extended his hand to Hinata, who took hold of it. The two of them headed off. I see Naruto has grown up a little bit. I never imagined he'd have a girlfriend, Tazuna said. Naruto has been through an awful lot these last few months, Jiraiya said. Was it just me, or were Naruto-kun's eyes different, the older woman said. Well, Naruto's been through a few changes as well, sit down and allow me to speak to you on the matter. It seems Naruto trusts you, so I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you Naruto's little secret, Jiraiya said. Naruto and Hinata made their way up a very tall hill as they headed for an open clearing. The cliff was steep, but had an incredible view of the town pointing out toward the ocean. The two arrived before two graves, both marked with crosses. One grave had withered flowers and half of a mask, and the other had a huge sword sticking out of the ground. Are these graves, Naruto-kun? Hinata nervously asked. Discover more. Books and literature. Yeah, like I said, it's not an ideal place for a date. I'm sorry, Hinata-chan, Naruto somberly said to the girl. No, it's just that I was surprised, that's all, Hinata said. May I ask who is buried here? Are they friends of yours? More like enemies who taught me a valuable lesson, Naruto replied. They were enemies, Hinata asked. They were the guys trying to kill old man Tazuna, the ones I told you about. The big sword, it belonged to Zabuza. The mask was what Haku wore, Naruto told the girl. Oh, I see, Hinata said quietly. The two just stood there for several minutes. Naruto was deep in thought, remembering the encounters he had with the missing nin. Flashback. Let's get wild, Naruto said during the first encounter with Zabuza. Naruto stood silently remembering the whole fight, how he and Sasuke saved Kakashi. Do you have someone who is important to you? Haku asked, making Naruto look rather confused. What? Naruto asked. When a person has something important to protect, that's when they can become truly strong, Haku said. Yeah, I understand that well, Naruto replied with a grin. You will become strong, Haku said, leaving. That was Naruto's first real encounter with the boy named Haku. His thoughts then turned to the fight with Haku. Naruto remembered Sasuke falling in battle against Haku, thinking he died. Naruto's anger released the Kyuubi's power for the first time. I'll kill you, Naruto yelled in a blinding rage. The battle ensued. Naruto successfully knocked Haku through his own ice mirror as the mask Haku was wearing started to crack. The mask fell off, as Naruto was about to deal the final blow. Can you understand? Not having a dream, not being needed by anyone, the pain of simply living, Haku said to Naruto. What are you trying to say? Naruto asked. You have taken away my reason for existing, Haku replied. Is that eyebrow-less freak the only important person to you? Naruto yelled. Haku then recalled his tragic past to Naruto. After killing my own father, and at that time, I thought of myself as. No, I had no choice to think that, and I realized the most painful thing. Haku said. What are you talking about, the most painful thing? Naruto asked. That in this world, I am a person who is unwanted, Haku said as he recalled his memories of being found by Zabuza. Naruto-kun, please, kill me. Haku said, shocking Naruto. Naruto reflected on the events of that day. Haku saved Zabuza and then was killed in the process. Zabuza then attacked the man known as Gato and then finally dying. Naruto remembered helping Kakashi bury the two dead ninja, reflecting on the many things he had learned from this encounter. End flashback. Finally, Hinata broke the silence. Naruto-kun, are you alright? Hinata asked. Why yeah, I'm just fine Hinata-chan. I was just remembering them, in my own way. These memories are dear to me, Naruto said. Suddenly the two were interrupted by incoming shuriken, which Naruto easily deflected. What? Who's there? Naruto yelled as he and Hinata got in attack stances. As a tall man, wearing a black trench coat, wearing a mask similar to Haku's appeared before them. I don't need to identify myself to children. So this is where they ended up. The piece of trash and his little punk, Zabuza was an embarrassment to our village, the masked man said, sparking anger in Naruto. How dare you say that? Naruto yelled, as he was about to attack. Ha, now no need to get angry kid, you've got more important things to worry about. The masked man said. What the hell do you mean? Naruto yelled. I got one word for you kid. Boom. The man yelled, snapping his fingers as the entire cliffside area beneath Naruto and Hinata exploded. The two were caught totally by surprise as the ground collapsed underneath them. The graves completely obliterated by the explosion as the two began to fall down the cliff. Naruto quickly regained his senses and grabbed Hinata. He then noticed Zabuza's broken sword flying by his head. Naruto quickly grabbed the sword and stabbed it into the side on the cliff to stop the genin from falling. Naruto then used his momentum to fling himself and Hinata back up and landed on the ground before the masked man. Damn you! Naruto yelled. I'm impressed boy. With the trash taken care of I guess I might play with you after all, the masked man said, as he was suddenly shocked as a punch clobbered him in the face sending him flying several feet back. The man used his legs to come to a stop and was surprised as he saw Naruto surrounded by a heavy purplish aura. Is that chakra? I've never seen anything like that before, the man said as Naruto charges at an incredible speed, with his claws and fangs emerged as he took a swipe at the man. You disrespected their graves. You bastard, I'm going to rip you apart. Naruto yelled, landing another crushing blow as the force from the punch broke off part of the mask. The man regained his composure and then covered his face up with the hood on his trench coat. Naruto was about to attack again when suddenly another masked man appeared. Hey, you're getting your kicked by a kid, the new masked man yelled at his comrade. Shut up. The kid is tougher than I thought, the man replied. Well, no worries. Let's see how he likes his girlfriend being attacked, the man said as he fired a kunai at Hinata. Naruto quickly turned his attention to Hinata. No problem, Hinata can handle a simple kunai attack, Naruto thought to himself when suddenly he got a really bad feeling. Wait, what's this? Why do I feel uneasy all of sudden? Unless, oh no, that kunai isn't what it seems, Naruto again thought to himself. Hinata-chan, look out. Naruto yelled as he raced back over to Hinata, who in the meantime fired a kunai back that collided with the oncoming kunai, and as Naruto thought, the kunai exploded revealing at least another 20 kunai racing in at Hinata. Naruto quickly appeared in front of Hinata and pushed her out of the way as Naruto managed to dodge most of the kunai but was struck twice in the chest, 3 times in the gut, once in his right shoulder, and once in his left leg. Naruto winced at the pain but didn't drop. This is nothing, the wounds aren't even that deep, Naruto said, but suddenly his vision became blurry as he coughed up blood. What is this? Naruto thought to himself as he looked down at the ground to see several of the kunai he had dodged were dripping with poison. Hinata noticed this as well. Damn, poisoned kunai. Naruto dropped to the ground in an instant. Naruto-kun. Hinata yelled as she quickly checked on Naruto. See, that was quite easy. The new masked man said. Well, hurry and finish them, the other man said. That's fine by me. The masked man was about to fire in more kunai when they suddenly heard several people running in their direction. Naruto, Hinata, Ino yelled as she, along with Jiraiya, Tazuna, and Inari came running up to the two. Oh well, guess the girl is spared for now. The boy, however, has a lot of very lethal poison now running through his body. If he isn't already dead, he will be soon. With those words, the two men disappeared as Jiraiya and the group quickly raced over to Hinata and Naruto. Damn, Naruto, he's been poisoned. This is serious, we've got to hurry or he won't make it, Jiraiya said, scooping Naruto up, and then raced back to Tazuna's home, leaving Hinata sitting on the ground to cry. Ino stayed behind to comfort her, and Tazuna and Inari ran back with Jiraiya. He'll be alright for now. He might be merged with the Kyuubi now, but you don't take that much poison and not feel its effects. I don't care who you are. If it weren't for the Kyuubi, Naruto would be dead for sure. He'll need some rest, but he should be fine. In any case, you should look after him for now, Jiraiya told his team as he got up. Discover more. Books. Books and literature. Sensei, are you going somewhere? Ino asked. Yeah, I'm going to go look around and possibly get some information about the whereabouts of that group's base or something. Ino, you and Hinata need to take care of Naruto for now. I should be back soon, Jiraiya said, leaving the house. Sigh. Oh well, it's not like Naruto is going anywhere, Ino said aloud. She then noticed Hinata still sitting by Naruto's side. Hinata, Naruto will be alright. I know, but I can't help but be worried. What good are these medical skills of mine if I can't help? Hinata said. You patched Naruto up, you did all you could. Give it a few more years and you'll be one of the best medical specialists Konoha has, Ino said, comforting the girl. Thanks, Ino. I just need to stop being so weak. If I could show Naruto-kun how strong I've become, and then maybe he wouldn't need to do things like this. I don't want him to have to get hurt because of me, Hinata said, stroking the boy's hair. Don't worry, Hinata-chan, you'll get your time. We have improved a lot. Jiraiya sensei has really helped us develop our skills and it's only been a few months. So that says a lot, I think, Ino said to her teammate. Hinata merely nodded. Hey, I'm going to run into town and get some more ice for Naruto-ni-san's fever, Inari said, grabbing his coat and headed out the door. Be careful, Inari-san, Ino yelled. How is Naruto-kun? Tsunami asked the two girls. He's got a high fever because of the poison. But he'll be fine with some rest, Ino told the older woman. I'm glad to hear it, the woman replied. So Hinata-chan, what did you and Naruto-kun do when you were out? Ino asked, turning toward her teammate. We didn't do anything really. Naruto-kun went to visit two graves. They were the graves of two people he fought the first time he came out here. Apparently there were a lot of things that happened, because he held the two with great respect. He said he learned a lot from them, Hinata answered. Discover more. Books and literature. Books. Strange. You usually don't hold enemies in high regard, Ino replied. Discover more. Books. Books and literature. To Naruto-kun, they must not have been enemies really. That's all I know, Hinata said. An hour passed and Inari hadn't returned yet. All of a sudden, they heard something hit the door. Ino and Hinata quickly ran to the door and opened it. They found a kunai stuck in the door with a message tied to it. Upon reading the message, they were shocked to find out that Inari had been kidnapped. The message stated that they were to meet at the riverside if they wanted the boy back alive. Ino, what should we do? Should we wait for Jiraiya sensei to return? Or maybe we should go out there and find him? Hinata wondered. No, let's go, Hinata, Ino firmly said. What? You don't mean by ourselves, do you? Hinata nervously asked. Yeah, I do. We're shinobi of Konoha. We're not cowards. We'll never know how much we've improved until we test ourselves, Ino said. But, we could be killed if we don't understand what we're up against, Hinata said, trying to talk sense into her teammate. Hinata, we won't know unless we find out, and besides, Inari-san is in danger. I'm not going to let him be killed. We'll just have to hope Jiraiya-sensei will find something out and join us. Let's leave him a note and try not to tell Tsunami-san or Tazuna-san. They shouldn't have to worry about this, Ino said as she left a note for Jiraiya on the table. Hinata took one look at Naruto and made her decision. Alright, let's go. I'm going to make Naruto-kun proud, Hinata firmly decided as the two headed off out the door and toward the nearby river. The two arrived to find Inari tied to a tree. Standing next to the tree stood two men. They were both wearing black trench coats and masks. Hinata identified them as the same two that attacked Naruto and her. What do you two want? Ino asked. Well, we figured we'd eliminate intruders in our land. This country is ours. We'll form a new village and run this country, the taller of the two men answered. We're here to fight you, so let Inari-san go, Ino said. Sure. We don't need him anymore, the other masked man said, cutting the ropes and freeing Inari. Inari-san, run. Get out of here, Ino yelled. Okay. Inari replied as he took off back toward his home. Alright. These masks and trench coats are hard to move in, so I say we dump them, the masked man who freed Inari said to his partner. It's fine by me, the other masked man replied as the two took off their trench coats revealing dark green pants, and the two men were wearing Junin vests similar to Konoha's Junin. They removed their masks. The taller man revealed his scarlet hair and violet eyes. The shorter of the two removed his mask. He revealed teal-colored hair and dark green eyes. Discover more. Books and literature. Books. Now, identify yourselves if you don't mind, Ino said. She looked up at the two and noticed they were both wearing hidden mist forehead protectors. The forehead protectors had slashes through them to signify that they were missing nin. Discover more. Books and literature. Books. Very well. I don't mind since you'll be dead very shortly. My name is Sakuraba Negira, the shorter of the two men said, introducing himself. My name is Mamanari Raikou, the scarlet-haired ninja replied. Now we've introduced ourselves, shouldn't you do the same? I'm Yamanaka Ino, the beautiful and ultra-talented female ninja, Ino said boastfully. My name is Hyuga Hinata, Hinata nervously said. A Hyuga, the Hyuga bloodline is a much talked about subject in both Hidden Mist and Hidden Cloud. You should be proud, you're quite famous, the man named Negira said to the girl. I don't care about my blood limit, all I care about is paying you back for what you two did to Naruto-kun, Hinata said with anger in her voice. Alright, you go Hinata-chan, Ino said cheerfully. Let's do this. Who wants to get put down first? Ino said with confidence in her voice. Hey Raikou, stay out of this fight for now, I'll take them. No use both of us getting our hands dirty, Negira said to his teammate. Fine, just don't play for too long, Raikou said as he hopped back away from the action. Negira started it off by firing kunai at the two girls. The girls quickly fired kunai of their own, deflecting the attack. Ino charged in and attacked with taijutsu. Punches and kicks were all being dodged. The man Negira didn't even seem to be trying. Byakugan, Hinata said, activating her blood limit as she charged. Ino moved out of the way as Hinata tried several strikes with her gentle fist style. Negira, don't let the Hyuga hit you, she can close your tenketsu points. Raikou yelled. I already know that. Negira yelled back as he landed a spin kick that knocked Hinata back. Negira immediately performed several hand seals and then attacked. Sweden. Tepudama. Negira yelled as he fired several chakra-infused water balls at Hinata and Ino. I got this Hinata, move out of the way. Ino said, performing several hand seals of her own. This is one of the cool things Jiraiya-sensei taught me. Kaden. Hausenka no Jutsu. Ino yelled and she fired several fireballs at the water balls. The two attacks collided and cancelled each other out. Ino performed several more seals and attacked again. Kaden. Gukakyu no Jutsu. Ino fired out the large fireball, but Negira had already countered with a jutsu of his own. Sweden. Sujinheki. Negira shouted, creating a wall of water and protecting himself from the flames. Damn, he knows that move. I guess I shouldn't be surprised he is from Mist Village, Ino cursed. Negira ran up and struck Ino with a punch to her face. Hinata received a heel to her chin that shot her upward and then received a kick to her gut that shot her back. It's time to end this. Negira pulled out a handful of kunai and fired them at the two girls. It's my turn, Ino, Hinata said, stepping in front of her teammate. Hakusho. Kaden. Hinata yelled as she began to spin as she expelled chakra from her body. The kunai were deflected and Hinata quickly stopped spinning and grabbed the kunai and fired them all back at Negira. Ino got up and performed several hand seals and then put her hands together, her thumbs, index, and middle fingers touching each other as she got Negira in her view. Negira, unaware of Ino's actions, quickly dodged the kunai, leaving him open to Ino's attack. Shintenshin number jutsu. Ino yelled as her body went limp all of a sudden and Negira was hit with something. He flinched and his head hung low for a minute before regaining his composure. Hey Negira, are you alright? Raikou called to his teammate. I'm just fine, Negira said, only with a female voice. Raikou immediately knew something was wrong as Negira blew him a kiss. Hang back for a minute, we'll take care of you next, Negira told his teammate. Raikou then knew for sure that it wasn't Negira. Hinata, do it now, Ino yelled while still in Negira's body, as she pointed her hands toward her own body. Release. Ino yelled as Negira's body flinched again and Ino's body began to move again. What just happened? Negira said in a confused voice. Negira. Raikou yelled. Negira looked up but was too late. Hinata was right on top of him. Hake. Rokuju Yansho. Hinata yelled as she struck 2, then 4, then 8, then 16, then 32, and then finally hitting all 64 of Negira's Tenketsu points. The missing nin was rocked back as he coughed up blood. Hinata then charged her hands with chakra and then struck Negira in the chest. The man coughed up even more blood and then went limp and dropped to the ground. Hinata immediately checked his vital signs. He's dead. Hey, you hear that? Your friend's gone and you're next. Ino yelled but was shocked to see the Raikou wasn't where he was a moment ago. The genin were shocked even more when he appeared before them. He landed a swift and hard kick to Hinata ribs that sent her flying back. He spun around and then kicked Ino into air, where he then performed several seals and performed an attack. Sweden. Tepudama. Raikou fired rapid water balls. One nailed Hinata in the chest, causing her to hit the ground hard. Another water ball hit Ino and knocked her into the river. Raikou jumped down by the riverside and picked Ino up by her arm and landed a punch to her face and then let her drop in the water again. Ino. Hinata whispered as she tried to catch her breath. Hinata performed several hand seals and her right hand started to glow a greenish color as she placed her hand on her chest. Hang on, Ino, I'll be there shortly. Take this, you little bitch. An angry Raikou yelled as he performed several hand seals. Sweden. Deibakufu no Jutsu. Raikou unleashed a fierce maelstrom of water that blasted Ino hard, throwing her into the water. Here, take this as well. I hope you can handle the pressure. Raikou performed more seals and fired another jutsu. Sweden. Sushuaha. Raikou created a huge tidal wave. The water came crashing down on Ino. The screaming girl was being crushed under the weight of the water. Ino. Hinata managed to yell. No, it can't end like this. I didn't want to die before I could prove myself, Ino thought to herself as she awaited the end. Suddenly someone shouted in the distance, getting Raikou and Hinata's attention. Kuchiyos. Yutai Kuzushi no Jutsu. Suddenly a large toad appeared in the air and crashed down on top of the tidal wave. The rippling effect threw the helpless Ino into the air. A figure suddenly swooped by and caught the girl in his arms, and as he landed beside Hinata and placed the unconscious girl down beside the Hyuga girl. Hinata was shocked by the arrival of a certain blonde boy. Naruto-kun. Hinata said in shock. Hey, Hinata-chan, Ino-chan, you did awesome. But this bastard is mine. He's got some payback coming and I plan on dealing it out, Naruto said with anger filling his voice. Well, it's you. I thought we had killed you, Raikou said. No, I can't die, not against trash like you, Naruto said. The giant toad disappeared and Naruto immediately charged as he performed his old signature move. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Naruto yelled, creating 6 clones. The Narutos charged in at great speed, surprising Raikou as one clone punched him in the face, and then the clones attacked from all sides. But Raikou quickly spun and landed a kick to the heads of 2 clones. He then came down with a punch to another clone. 3 clones disappeared in an instant. Raikou jumped into the air and performed another jutsu. Sweden. Sujinheki. The water barrier appeared as the remaining Narutos collided with it. All the clones disappeared and Naruto was thrown back. You're too weak. Raikou yelled. I'm not done with you yet, you bastard, Naruto yelled. Naruto charged again and struck the wall of water and was shot back. You see, if you focus enough chakra you can maintain this jutsu as long you want. It's perfect. Nobody can break through it. Raikou yelled as he started laughing. Wrong. Naruto yelled back. His body being surrounded by his fierce purple chakra, his claws and fangs grew and he charged again, his speed tripled. Raikou was shocked but was still confident in his defense as he maintained his water barrier. That's it, keep trying, wear yourself out and prove how hopeless you really are. Raikou yelled as Naruto collided with the wall. Raikou was suddenly shocked as the force of Naruto's power pushed through and broke the water barrier. What? Is all Raikou could manage to say as he received a fierce punch that threw him through the other side of the water barrier and his back collided with a nearby tree. A fierce and angry Naruto charged in and he created 6 more clones with his Kage Bunshin. All the clones had fangs and claws as they all charged the staggering man. Now taste the revenge of those whose graves you defiled. Naruto yelled as the clones took turns ripping into Raikou with their claws, as blood started to spray everywhere. Raikou yelled in pain as the clones disappeared and Naruto clobbered Raikou with a punch. Raikou slowly staggered back to his feet and performed several more seals and attacked the oncoming Naruto. Sweden. Suiryuden no Jutsu. Raikou yelled as dragon made of pure water emerged and headed straight at Naruto. Naruto, however, formed a ball in his right hand. Its color had changed. It was purple on the outside. Inside the ball you could see the red and blue chakra swirling together. Rasengan. Naruto yelled as he extended his hand forward with the Rasengan. The force of the attack ripped right through the water dragon. What? Raikou yelled as Naruto emerged through the dragon, the Rasengan then striking Raikou's chest, pinning him against the tree. The force of the Rasengan pierced through Raikou's chest and destroyed the tree behind him. Blood exploded from the wound covering the area as Raikou dropped to the ground, drenching it. The man weakly looked up at the angry Naruto. Why? How are you this strong? I'm strong because I have important people to protect. That was something Haku taught me, the same person along with Zabuza who you disrespected. Now listen to me and takes these words with you into the afterlife. You're going to meet up with those 2. The ones whose graves you guys destroyed. If you think the pain I just dealt you was great, just you wait until they get a hold of you. Remember this pain as you suffer and burn, you bastard. Naruto yelled as the man drew in his last breath and died. Naruto's claws and fangs slowly began to retract as he calmed down and made his way back over to Hinata and Ino. Naruto-kun, you did it, Hinata said to Naruto. Yeah, enough about that, how's Ino? Naruto asked. I'm fine, Ino said, regaining consciousness. Good, you guys are safe, Naruto said as he dropped to one knee. Naruto-kun, are you alright? Hinata asked. Yeah, the poison isn't completely gone from my system yet, Naruto said. What? You just kicked that guy and you were still poisoned? Ino asked, looking on in shock. Yeah, as soon as I regained consciousness I raced over here, Naruto told the two girls. Damn, you're amazing Naruto, Ino said. Hey, you guys still alive? The genin were interrupted as Jiraiya arrived. Ero Sennin. Naruto yelled as the Sannin. We got to hurry. I think we took care of the leaders, we've got to find these guys' base and finish off the rest of them, Naruto said to his sensei but quickly stopped in his tracks as Jiraiya tosses 15 head protectors on the ground before the genin. The head protectors were from Sand, Sound, Mist, and Rain Village. Well, that was very disappointing, Jiraiya said looking at the very shocked genin. What? The genin said in unison. Ero Sennin, don't tell me you. Naruto started but was interrupted. Yay, I went out looking for information, and followed some leads that lead me straight to their base. Those guys you just beat were indeed the leaders, because the guys I faced were only at the Chunin level at best. It was quite pathetic, Jiraiya said, startling the group. Well anyway, Naruto, Ino, Hinata, you guys did great. I'm very proud of you. Now let's get back to Tazuna's place so you guys can rest and then we'll wrap things up, get our payment and head back to Konoha tomorrow. How does that sound? That sounds pretty good to me, Naruto said, getting up and lifting Ino in his arms. Here, let me help you. Hinata-chan, you don't mind, right? Naruto asked his girlfriend. No, I don't mind. Ino needs to stay off her feet for a while anyway, Hinata replied. Thanks Naruto-kun, Ino said as the team headed back to the old man's place. While Jiraiya was off visiting the head of the wave country, the team was resting. The next morning Naruto was fully healed and the team began down the road back to Konoha after saying goodbye to Inari, Tazuna, and Tsunami. Good morning my youthful team of talent ninja. The tall thick-browed Junin said, greeting his less than eager team. Well, actually Lee was as eager as always, Tenten and Choji however, were not. Guy-sensei, I'm ready to push myself beyond my limits and rise to new heights in order to prove my way of the ninja, Lee excitingly told his sensei. Lee, I know you will do me proud, now come my beautiful team of youths, and let us go to our wonderful Hokage, so that we may experience the joys of completely a task for our precious Konoha, Guy said as the team headed toward the Hokage palace. Tenten, how do you deal with these two all the time? Choji asked. Huh, Tenten replied, pulling cotton balls out of her ears. Oh, you're a genius, Choji said. The scary part, I can still hear them pretty well. This just makes it a little more bearable, Tenten replied. I miss my old team. Ino was loud but even she knew when to be quiet, and well Shikamaru was always quiet, Choji told his teammate. We have arrived. Guy yelled to his team as they entered the room where Tsunade was sitting. Hokage-sama, we have come to get our ever-important mission to complete in the name of our beloved village of Konoha. Guy, shut up. You don't need to be so loud, you'll make your team go deaf, Tsunade said, tossing Guy a scroll. Your mission is to escort the man I'm about to bring in back to the Earth country. It's a B-rank mission, for there is a threat that hidden cloud ninjas may attack. So be very cautious and most importantly try and keep your mouth shut. Alright Hokage-sama, who is this man we'll be escorting back to the Earth County? Guy asked. You may come in now. Tsunade called to someone out in the hall. The man opened the door. He was wearing very formal clothing and dark blue robe, he had black hair, and black eyes. Are these the people you've assigned to me? Are you trying to get me killed Hokage-sama? The man rudely stated to Tsunade. These four are very capable, very skilled ninja. I assure you I wouldn't have given them this mission if I didn't feel they could handle it, Tsunade explained. Very well. Let's go, I wish to be home soon, the man said. Who is this rather rude man? Lee shouted. He is the brother of the Lord of the Earth country, Tsunade replied. Oh, I mean I'm very pleased to meet you. My name is Rock Lee, Lee said to the man. My name is Maida Guy, I am the Junin instructor in charge. This is my youthful team of fabulous ninjas, the weapons specialist Tenten and the heir to the Akamichi clan, Akamichi Choji, Guy said, introducing his team. Of course, the incredible Rock Lee has already introduced himself. So we may go whenever you desire. We vow to defend you with our lives, and shall never allow harm to come to you. Guy, shut up. Tsunade yelled. I'm sorry, Hokage-sama. We shall be off to the Earth Country immediately, Guy said as the team left. Sensei, how likely is an enemy attack on this mission? Tenten asked. I don't know. Why don't we let our guest here tell us? Guy said, turning toward the man. The Hidden Cloud and Hidden Stone villages have been at war recently. I'm one of Stone Village's biggest supporters. If they take me out, a lot of funds that go to the stone will be no more, the man replied. I see, so that is why they're after you. Well, have no fear, we shall protect you, Guy said. We'll travel by carriage. Tenten and Choji will ride inside the carriage with you. Lee and I will ride on top and guide the horses to our destination. Very well then, I put my care in your hands, please don't let me down. An entire village is counting on my return, the Lord said. Have no fear, Konoha's great and beautiful azure beast, the mighty Rock Lee will protect you from harm, Lee boasted as the rest of the group with the exception to Guy walked in silence. The team picked up the horses and carriage and exited out of the north gate and began their journey toward the Earth Country. Excuse me, but do you mind if I asked you a question? Tenten said to the older man. Be my guest, the Lord replied. Why would you come all the way to Konoha? I mean, if people were after you, why not stay in your own country away from harm? Tenten asked. It's simple. I'm visiting some friends on business. I was discussing matters with the Lord of the Fire Country to request assistance. He sent me to Konoha. You see, Hidden Cloud from the Lightning Country has been hitting us rather hard. They've been trying to invade the Earth Country. Attempts on my brother's life as well as my own have been made. It's been very rough. We had no choice but to try and get help from Konoha, the older man told Tenten. The group continued toward the Earth Country for several hours when suddenly, the carriage exploded. Tenten and Choji got the man to safety as Lee and Guy prepared to face the attackers. Who dares to attack the great Guy and the awesome Lee? Guy yelled out as a swarm of about 10 Hidden Cloud ninjas attack, firing kunai and shuriken. Tenten immediately fired several kunai in to deflect the attacks. Guy and Lee dodged several attacks and immediately charged in. Konoha Senpuu. Lee yelled as he landed his signature move that clobbered one of the Cloud Ninja and fired him into another oncoming foe, knocking them both out. Guy attacked with a crushing right-hand punch that fired the ninja several feet away. As Guy and Lee were facing off with the first group of enemy ninjas, another 10 ninja attacked Choji and Tenten from behind. One of the foes landed a kick to Tenten's gut that threw her. Choji immediately caught her and sat her down before she could go flying. Ten, are you alright? Choji asked. Yeah, I was careless and was caught off guard, that's all, Tenten replied. Alright, guard the Lord, I'll take care of these guys, Choji said with a confident smile. You're going to use it already? Tenten asked. I can't let Guy-sensei and Lee have all the fun now, can I? Plus I want to have something to tell my buddy Shikamaru when we get back to Konoha, Choji replied. Alright, but remember to take it easy, it uses a lot of chakra, Tenten said. I'll be fine, Choji responded. Choji immediately began performing hand seals and then bite his finger. Akamichi Kata. Kuchio's no jutsu. Choji screamed, slamming his hand on the ground, and suddenly a giant boar about the size of a rhino appeared with Choji standing on its back. Choji performed another set of hand seals. Akamichi Kata. Sumiyakaheki. Choji yelled, and with that the boar Choji was riding took off at an amazing speed. The enemy ninja had no time to realize what had happened, as literally with a blink of an eye, the boar with its tusks pointed outward speared 2 ninjas and threw them into 4 other foes. The remaining 8 ninjas began to retreat, but Choji hopped off the back of the boar as it disappeared in a puff of smoke. Choji charged with a speed that made Lee look slow as he drove a fist right through the gut of an enemy. Choji pulled his hand out and grabbed several kunai and fired them. The speeding kunai were too fast to dodge and two more enemies fell when the kunai pierced their skulls. Choji then sped in and delivered a spin kick to another enemy's ninja's head. The force of the kick blasted the foe's head right off his shoulders. The remaining four continued to run away. Suddenly, Ten pulled out two scrolls and sat them on the ground as she performed several hand seals. The scrolls shot up into the air as Tenten jumped high in between the two scrolls. Soshoryu. Tenten fired weapons rapidly from the scrolls at the four retreating ninjas. The weapons pierced and stabbed the remaining men as they all dropped dead on the ground before Tenten landed. Meanwhile, Guy spun around one foe and grabbed the man and cracked his back. Lee landed another spin kick and then spun behind another foe and quickly snapped his neck. Several minutes later, Guy and Lee took care of the rest of the enemies and the battle quickly came to an end. The Lord stood in shock at the skill of the team that was hired to protect him as Lee and Guy made their way over to him. Tenten helped Choji to his feet, because he was completely spent of all his chakra from his speed burst attacks. Lee, Tenten, Choji, I am so proud of you and the skills you possess. I can see that your youthfulness is burning as always, Guy proudly said. Sensei, how many did you get? I got 5, Lee said. Lee, even though this is not a contest, I'd have defeated 5 foes. Meanwhile it is a draw, Guy replied. Sensei, not to disappoint you, but Choji won. He got 6, and I only got 4, Ten interrupted. Ah, Choji, you are indeed one of my precious students with skills that make me weep with joy, Guy said. Whatever, I'm still trying to get used to the amount of chakra I use. My old moves when I was still fat never used this much chakra, and the funny thing is, I didn't really perform any ninjutsu. My attacks are all taijutsu based now, Choji replied. Choji, you will learn that taijutsu is all you need to become great, Lee said, giving Choji his nice guy pose. Can we please just finish the mission? Tenten interrupted yet again. Why, you were all amazing, the Lord said, still shocked from the battle. I see now why Konoha is so strong, because of great ninjas like you. The team continued the mission on foot as they entered the Earth country, and after dropping off their client and getting their payment, the group began to head back toward Konoha. I can't wait to get back. I want to see Neji-kun as soon as possible, Tenten said with a blush. Neji-kun. I've never heard you call him Neji-kun before. Has something happened? Lee seriously asked. Neji-kun asked me to be his girlfriend. We had a double date with Naruto-kun and Hinata-san, and it was during the date he asked me out, and of course I accepted, Tenten replied. I see. Neji is truly my rival. He has even defeated me in the ways of love. I see Naruto-kun is also a great rival. But Rock Lee shall win in the end when I make Sakura-san finally fall for me, Lee said. Lee, I think she's with Sasuke-kun now. I know there's some strong feelings from both of them. I heard it from Ino, that Sasuke-kun told Sakura that he loved her, Tenten told Lee, causing him to hang his head down low. I lost to Sasuke-kun as well, Lee said, looking rather depressed. Guy walked over to Lee and patted him on the back. Lee, don't you worry, for I will never abandon you. Remember, never give up on love, because one day it will be yours and it will shine brighter than the sun. Guy boasted to his student with tears flowing down his face. Oh Guy-sensei, I promise to make you proud. Lee said with tears running down his face as well. Oh boy, here they go again, Tenten commented to Choji. Sigh. I miss Shikamaru and Ino, Choji sighed as the group continued toward Konoha. Neji in his room began preparing for a new day. His team was due to be receiving a new mission. His mind wandered through events of his past, the bitterness, the hatred, and now the light. All was put into perspective for him during the Chunin exam and the fight that led him toward a new path and hopefully a new destiny. Flashback. Your destiny was decided the moment I was chosen as your opponent, Neji told Naruto after revealing about his past. I don't know how much it hurt that your dad was killed a long time ago, but... Naruto began. Thinking that destiny is all decided because of that is a huge mistake, Naruto finished and Neji charged in with a blow to the chest. Examiner, it's over, Neji said turning to the Junin in charge of watching over the matches. Don't run away, Naruto began as he staggered to his feet. I won't run away. I don't go back on my words, Naruto said. I've heard that before, Neji interrupted with a smirk on his face. There's no way. I'll lose. To a coward who's always whining about destiny, Naruto said weakly. An ignorant brat like you shouldn't be lecturing me, Neji said. People are born burdened with a destiny they can't oppose, Neji continued. You could never understand what it's like to be burdened with a symbol you could never rid yourself of. Neji yelled but was shocked as Naruto weakly began to laugh thinking of the hardships of his past. Yes, I can, and so what of it? Naruto said angering Neji further. You should stop acting cool. You're not the only one that's special. Hinata too. She suffered as much as you. A member of the main family. But not acknowledged, trying her best to change herself, thinking that as she coughed up blood while fighting you. Naruto continued. The same goes for you. The branch family is supposed to protect the main family, yet doing that to Hinata. In truth, you are trying your hardest to disobey destiny. Naruto finished. Can I ask you something? Neji began. Why do you go against your destiny so much? Neji asked. Because I was called a loser, Naruto replied as the battle continued. The Kyuubi's chakra surrounded Naruto and the two collided. Finally, as Neji stood about to be declared the winner, Naruto appeared from the ground below to deliver a final blow. Kage Bunshin, Neji wondered, as he lay defeated on the ground. So you used your best move. I was careless, Neji said. I failed the final academy exam 3 times. Unluckily for me, the final exam was always my weakest jutsu, Naruto said. Bunshin number jutsu is the jutsu I'm the worst at. Stop whining about how destiny can't be changed. Because, unlike me, you're not a loser, Naruto finished. Flashback ends. When he becomes Hokage, he'll help change the Hyuga. I wonder if that's really true, Neji said with a smile. I think it's already changing, at least for me. Hinata-sama is finally happy. She's gotten so much stronger, and I may never fully forgive the past, but I can accept it. Neji headed out toward the Hokage's palace. His teammates, Haruno Sakura, and Inuzuka Kiba quickly greeted him. Kurenai, their sensei arrived moments later. Discover more. Books and literature. Books. Kurenai sensei, have you heard anything about a new mission for us yet? Neji asked. Discover more. Books. Books and literature. No, I haven't, Neji. But that is why we are here, Kurenai replied as the 4 arrived before Tsunade. I see, so you've arrived. Today I have an extremely important mission. It'll be your toughest yet. It's an A-rank mission, Tsunade told the group, shocking them. What an A-rank mission? Hokage-sama, are you sure we can handle such a mission? The pink-haired girl asked Tsunade. Well, after reviewing Kurenai's reports, I believe you'll define. It is however an assassination mission. Which I'm sure you all know is a rare mission to give a group of genin, Tsunade said. Who is it? Neji calmly asked. Well, before I explain the details, let me bring in the others who will be coming with you on this mission, Tsunade said. You guys may enter now. Tsunade called to the people outside the room. As the door opened and 2 familiar faces appeared before the group. We're here, so let's go get this troublesome mission over with, the lazy Chunin stated as he entered the room. Alongside him was the blonde sand nin, Tamari. Yes, Tamari, and Shikamaru will be joining you on this mission, Tsunade said. May I ask why? Neji asked. Well, you are to assassinate a man named Baki. He was from Hidden Sand Village. He was also in charge of Gaara's team, Tsunade said, shocking Neji, Kiba, Sakura, and Kurenai. After the attack on Konoha, he and a few rogue sand nin fled, and well Hidden Sand has recently requested that this mission be done, and I agreed to further help our relationship with the sand. Also, the new case cage requested that at least one member of Gaara's team be allowed to go on the mission since they were once Baki's students. In doing this, Gaara, Kankuro, and Tamari will be allowed to become Konoha ninja for good, Tsunade told the group. Tamari-san, is it really alright to do this? Sakura asked. Discover more. Books. Books and literature. It's fine with me. Gaara, Kankuro, and I would like nothing more than to be allowed to stay here for good. Gaara and Kankuro are out on a mission, so I was the only one available, Tamari said. Hokage-sama, usually these types of missions are done only in teams of 3 or 4, so isn't 6 a little too much? Neji asked. Well, Baki is a high-level Junin of Sand, and his few followers are at least Chunin level, so 4 Genin, 1 Junin, and 1 Chunin is fair in my opinion. A mission like this I'd usually send in small squad of Junin level ninja or Anbu, but you all know of Konoha's situation, so this will have to do. I did the best I could at making sure this team had the best chance of success. Kurenai is a Junin and a Genjutsu specialist. Sakura is rapidly becoming quite skilled in Genjutsu and she has been training with me recently, so her healing abilities aren't bad at all. Kiba and Akamaru are capable of dishing out the offense combined with their tracking abilities. Neji, your abilities will prove vital to this mission's success and the talents of both Tamari and Shikamaru should greatly increase your success rate, Tsunade finished. Hokage-sama, do we know of the location of the target? Shikamaru asked. Yes, he was heading back to the Wind Country when he received the news that he was to be executed upon his arrival. He is located just outside of the Wind Country. Through Anbu scouts and Hidden Sands help we've mapped out where he is. I'll give the map to you Shikamaru, study and memorize it. I expect to see you all back here in one piece. You are to leave immediately, Tsunade said dismissing the team. The group headed outside to discuss their next steps. Alright, everyone go home and gather your equipment, we'll meet at the west gate in an hour, Kurenai told the team as they went their separate ways. 1 hour quickly passed as the team reunited at the gates of Konoha. Okay, is everyone prepared? Kurenai asked. Everyone nodded in agreement as the gates opened and the team headed off toward the Wind Country. About how far do we have to go? Kiba asked. Well, it looks to be about a day's worth of travel. It might be a day and a half, but that should be about it, Shikamaru told his teammate. So let's get going already, Kiba said as he patted Akamaru on the head and then lifted him up in his arms. Kiba, there is no sense in rushing things, since we're going to try and ambush the target anyway, Shikamaru told the dog ninja. So do you already have a plan for us? Tamari asked. I believe Kurenai-sensei is in charge, so I haven't really thought about it much, Shikamaru replied. You're lying. I bet you've already got a plan just in case, Tamari said with a smirk. I might, who knows, Shikamaru said to the Sand Genin. Shikamaru, I might be a Junin but I'm not against hearing ideas, Kurenai told the Chunin. Well, in all honesty, I don't really have a plan yet. I'm waiting until we get closer and get a better grip on the situation before I formulate any kind of a plan, Shikamaru told the group. The group continued to walk in silence for several hours. Shikamaru broke the silence when he started up a conversation with Tamari. Tamari, I've been wondering about something since we left, Shikamaru said turning to the blonde girl. Oh, what were you wondering? Tamari asked. Is it really alright for you to be killing your sensei and all? Shikamaru asked. The question caused Tamari to go silent for a moment. I'm doing this for the sake of my family, Tamari said. What? Shikamaru asked. I mean, Kankuro doesn't act like it, but I know he enjoys being in Konoha. I really love your country and your village. Where I'm from, peace like what Konoha has doesn't exist. But I'm also doing it for Gaara as well. He's so much happier now. Nobody sees it in his expressions, but I can tell. He talks to us a little more. It's strange, I know, but he really loves to ask how my day was. We can actually sit and talk for several minutes. It's all thanks to Konoha, And of course Naruto-kun, Temari told the Chunin. I see. Naruto and Gaara do seem to be getting close, Shikamaru said. Gaara talks to Naruto whenever he can. It's part of the reason Gaara goes to that ramen place every morning now. He goes in hopes of talking to Naruto-kun, Temari said with a smile. Sometimes, it's hard to believe that the Gaara now is really the same Gaara from before. Well, he has finally found someone to accept him and call him friend. Naruto, he's annoying at times, but he definitely grows on you, Shikamaru said with a smirk. Uzumaki Naruto, the boy who is capable of changing people and capable of changing fate, Neji interrupted. Yes, I believe as you do. He truly is something. I acknowledge him as my best friend. You might have a rival then, Neji, Temari started. That is because to Gaara, Naruto is his best and only friend. That's not totally correct, Neji said. What do you mean? Temari wondered. Any friend of Naruto's is a friend of mine, Neji said with a smile. I see, Temari said. This is exactly why I wanted to do this mission. Gaara has found something special, and so have I. I see. Well then let's get this mission done soon, so you can officially join the ranks of Konoha, Kiba said. Hey Neji, can I ask you something? Sakura said to the Hyuga boy. What is it? Neji replied. How has Naruto been? I haven't seen him lately, and I know you've been hanging out with him a lot more, Sakura asked. Naruto is fine. Remember Hinata-sama is with him. He came back from his mission yesterday. He went to the Wave Country and said he had to fight, but that Hinata-sama and Ino-san ended up doing most of the fighting, Neji said. Hinata-chan and Ino-chan did most of the fighting. Is that really true? Sakura wondered. Apparently so. Naruto was injured and Hinata-sama and Ino-san had to step up in his place, Neji told the pink-haired girl. I see. So Ino is getting stronger too. It makes me wonder if I'm getting stronger at all, Sakura said with a frown. You are getting a lot stronger, Neji told the girl. You're mastering genjutsu quite fast, and you study healing techniques at the same time. That makes you a very valuable member of this or any team. Don't doubt your strength, it'll make all the hard work Kurenai-sensei and the Hokage-sama went through mean nothing. Yes, you're right. Thanks Neji, Sakura said with a smile. The group traveled on into the night. They then decided to set up camp and start to prepare for tomorrow. Soon they would arrive and have to carry out the mission. The genin in the group were all beginning to feel rather nervous, but so was the Junin and Chunin in the group. Each team member will have a role to fulfill, and failure to complete that role could cause the team to be destroyed. For the group of young ninjas who combined have barely had any experience killing someone, tension was rather high as they tried and settled down for the night. Kiba, Shikamaru, and Neji each took turns guarding the group as the others slept, and as morning quickly arrived, the team headed off closer to the destination. The fighting would commence soon enough. Kurenai-sensei, do you mind if explain my plan? Shikamaru asked the Junin in charge. Go ahead Shikamaru, Kurenai responded. Okay. Neji, first you'll use your Byakugan to check out the number enemies we'll have to encounter. Temari, you'll draw them out with your attacks. Kiba, you and Akamaru will begin to take out any of Baki's followers. Kurenai-sensei will make contact with our target. Sakura, you should stay back and conserve your chakra for healing purposes, only attack if you have to. Neji, you'll cover Kiba. I'll cover the group and try and catch anyone in my jutsu. Once we eliminate the followers, we'll focus our attacks on Baki. Temari, you should stay back and focus on ranged attacks. Kiba, your job will be the same, just strike as you can. Sakura, you'll take care of our injuries. Does everyone understand? Shikamaru asked the group. Everyone in the group nodded a yes. Neji, you may begin. Byakugan. Neji activated his blood limit ability and focused on the building. Shikamaru, there are a confirmed 12 men, including our target, Neji told the Chunin. Only 11 guys to beat up. That won't be very fun, Kiba said. Wait a moment, they are acting strange, Neji told the group. What do you mean? Shikamaru asked. But Neji didn't have time to reply, as everyone was temporarily stunned to see the building explode. Discover more. Books and literature. Books. Discover more. Books and literature. Books. What the hell happened? Kiba yelled, as suddenly a barrage of shuriken attacked the group. Neji quickly stepped forward and began to repel the attack. Kaden. Neji yelled as he deflected all the shuriken with his technique. Not bad. I never expected a Hyuga to be sent in the group, the man known as Baki said as he emerged from the smoke with his followers. Now attack. Baki yelled as the other ninja attacked the party. Kurenai immediately pulled out a kunai in each hand and charged through toward Baki, ignoring his men. The man drew two short swords from his belt and then collided with Kurenai. A loud clang could be heard as the metal from the weapons collided. Meanwhile, Shikamaru and the rest of the group got ready to attack. Shikyaku number jutsu. Kiba yelled as his claws and fangs grew. Kiba then charged with an attack. Suga. Kiba yelled as he spun through two opponents and clobbered another, sending the ninja flying to the ground. The two ninja who Kiba missed headed straight at Sakura, who immediately prepared a rather deadly attack for the two men. Sakura quickly jumped over them and simply touched both enemy ninjas' foreheads with her index and middle fingers together. Genjutsu. Insudento Shouten no Jutsu. Sakura yelled as she landed behind the two men. The enemy ninja immediately dropped to their knees and began screaming as they dropped to the ground. Sakura, what did you do? Shikamaru asked the pink-haired genin. That was a little trick Kurenai-sensei taught me. That technique made them picture their own horrific deaths causing a massive heart attack, and well, you know the rest, Sakura replied. Damn, that's harsh, Shikamaru said. Remind me to never piss her off, Shikamaru thought to himself. How about the two of you stop talking and focus on fighting? Tamari interrupted as she pulled her fan out and attacked three oncoming opponents. Daikamedachi number jutsu. Tamari yelled as she attacked with her fan, creating a whirlwind that ate up the enemies and slices them up to pieces. As the three bodies dropped, Neji charged at two opponents and delivered a forward thrust to one opponent's chest. At the same time, he used his left index and middle finger and landed a single strike to the other enemy's throat. The two men dropped to the ground. Kurenai and Baki continued exchanging attacks, their weapons clanging. Baki was temporarily surprised as Kiba came at him spinning, and his technique struck Baki in the chest, causing the Sand Junin to be pushed back. Kiba stopped his spin and was shocked to see his attack did nothing, as the vest Baki was wearing cracked and broke, revealing that it was made of metal. Baki then landed a quick kick to Kiba's gut, throwing him back, and then landing a spin kick to Kurenai's face, throwing her to the ground. The Leaf Junin quickly returned to her feet, but Baki showed great speed by spinning around behind her and slashing her back with one of his short swords. Baki then kicked her in the back hard, causing the Leaf Junin to fall to the ground hard. The Sand Junin then turned to face his remaining opponents as he witnessed the rest of his troops all fall to the ground. Impressive. They all fell without even touching you, Baki said. Tamari. Baki called to his former student as he turned to face her. You're good at using wind, but I'm even better, Baki stated as he used his two short swords and slashed the air, shocking the group as a strong force of wind completely engulfed Tamari and lifted her into the air. Sumujikas. Baki yelled as the wind began slicing Tamari, causing her to scream out in agony. Tamari. Shikamaru screamed as the wind let down and then threw the Sand Genin. Shikamaru quickly jumped into the air and caught her. So, you want some as well? Fine. Baki attacked by slashing the air once again, creating several blades of wind that slashed up Shikamaru's back, causing him to scream and cough up blood as he and Tamari crashed to the ground and didn't seem to be moving. At that moment, Kurenai tried to attack Baki from behind but met a back kick to the gut and then met the same fate as Tamari and Shikamaru, and she too was quickly dropped to the ground. Shikamaru, Tamari, Kurenai-sensei. Sakura yelled as she raced to her comrades. I don't think so. Baki attacked Sakura by firing kunai at the girl. Sakura, look out. Neji yelled as he moved between Sakura and the attack as about 5 kunai stabbed Neji deep in the back, causing him to cough up blood and drop to the ground. Neji. Sakura yelled in concern. Damn you. Kiba yelled. Let's go, Akamaru. Kiba said as he and Akamaru ate a soldier pill each. Jujin Bunshin. Kiba yelled as Akamaru transformed into Kiba. The two charged at their opponent. Gatsuga. Kiba yelled as he and Akamaru started their own whirlwinds and attacked Baki head-on. Attacking with a whirlwind? That won't work on me, Baki said with a smile. K's number Yeba. Baki yelled as blades of wind counter and attacked Akamaru and Kiba. The force of the attack threw the two back. Akamaru transformed back to his normal form and Kiba quickly caught the unconscious puppy as another blade of wind struck Kiba, sending him to the ground, cradling his friend as he also went unconscious. Kiba. Sakura yelled. No, I'm all alone. Shikamaru, Kurenai-sensei, Neji, Temari, and Kiba were all defeated. Now it's your turn. Baki yelled as he charged at Sakura. Die. Baki yelled when suddenly, he stopped dead in his tracks. What is going on? I can't move. Simple. I got you with my Kajimane no Jutsu, an injured Shikamaru said as he stood up weakly and then tried to keep himself up. I thought I killed you, Baki said in shock. Sorry. I don't die that easily, Shikamaru said. Neji, do it, Shikamaru said as the injured Hyuga attacked. Hakusho. Rokuju Yansho. Neji yelled as he proceeded to strike all 64 Tenketsu points. Baki coughed up blood in his place, still unable to move due to Shikamaru's jutsu. And now, Shikamaru finishes this, Neji said weakly. Okay, I'll do that. Shikamaru replied. Kage Kyubi Shinbari no Jutsu. Shikamaru said as part of his shadow wrapped around Baki's neck. The land became quiet and all that could be heard was a scream and then the sound of a man's neck being snapped. Shikamaru dropped the jutsu and the body of Baki dropped to the ground. You guys did it, Sakura happily said, but her smile quickly disappeared as Neji coughed up a lot of blood and dropped back to the ground as blood began to flow freely from his kunai wounds. Shikamaru also dropped to the ground as Sakura was left the only healthy and conscious ninja. This is bad, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can heal everyone, Sakura said, dropping to her knees as tears began to form. Sakura, heal Kurenai-sensei, she's a Junin, she should be able to get us help the fastest. Then try and stop Neji's bleeding, that should be your top priorities, Shikamaru told the girl in his weakened state. Sakura wasted no time and rushed over to Kurenai and began healing her sensei. After several minutes, Kurenai began to regain conscious and then quickly realized the team's current situation. Damn, I was out for too long. Neji, Shikamaru, Temari, and Kiba are all hurt pretty bad, Kurenai said, looking at her team of injured ninjas as Sakura was now working on helping Neji. Sakura, you've got to stop Neji's bleeding, he's losing a lot of blood. After you do that, get Shikamaru back on his feet. I'm going to head off and try and get us some help, Kurenai said as she took off as fast as she could for a way to get her team some help. Several hours of healing passed, the team was stabilized but only Shikamaru and Sakura were conscious. Kurenai was able to reach a nearby town where she was able to get some help and the group was then moved to a small village. From there, Kurenai was able to contact Konoha and get her team to a hospital. Kiba, Akamaru, Neji, and Temari all lay in respective hospital beds unconscious. Kurenai and Shikamaru were both forced to stay because of their injuries as well. Now the team's friends would have to watch and wait in hope that their comrades would recover. It has been very difficult for the hyperactive blonde shinobi. Naruto wasn't used to being quiet. But as he sat in the hospital room, he and Hinata watched over Neji, whose unconscious form was still recovering from his injuries. Hey Hinata-chan, is Neji going to be alright? Naruto asked the Hyuga. Tsunade Ne-chan said his injuries weren't too serious, but they were deep and he had lost a lot of blood. She said with some rest he'll be fine, Hinata answered. Neji-kun, are you alright? Tenten yelled as she raced into the room. Tenten-chan, there's no need to rush in here like that, Naruto told the girl. Hinata, how is Neji-kun? Tenten asked. I just found out about him getting back. Lee had heard from Sakura-san, and he said Neji-kun was hurt badly. Well, like I just told Naruto-kun, Neji-ni-san is hurt but he'll be alright with some rest, Hinata told the concerned weapon master. Tenten, Naruto, Hinata-sama, you're all here, Neji interrupted the three as he awoke. Oh Neji-kun, I'm sorry I must have woke you up, Tenten apologized to the man she loved. And no, it's alright. I'm glad to see you guys are all here with me, Neji said. Of course we'd be here for you, we all really care about you stupid, Naruto said with a smirk. I know, I'm just really glad, Neji replied. Neji-ni-san, Tsunade-ne-chan said for you to take it easy, Hinata told the Hyuga boy. Yeah, you'll be up soon enough anyway. I mean you are the same guy who survived getting holes in your body from that weird spider guy. So these injuries are a piece of cake to you, right? Naruto said. I guess you're right, Neji replied. I'm really tired though. Neji-kun, then please rest. We'll be right here if you need anything, Tenten told the boy. Will you guys really be here when I awaken? Neji asked. Sure we will, if that's what you want, Naruto replied. Thank you. That would mean a lot to me, Neji said as he drifted back off to sleep. Tenten pulled up a chair next to Neji and held his hand. Naruto-kun, do you think Neji-ni-san would be mad at me if I left for a few minutes? Hinata asked. I don't think so, besides he'll probably be out for a while. Where do you plan on going, Hinata-chan? Naruto asked. Well, Kurenai-sensei and Kiba-kun are both here. I'd like to go see them for a few minutes, Hinata replied to the blonde. Sure. When you go get back we can check up on Tamari-chan and Shikamaru, Naruto said. Okay, that sounds good Naruto-kun, Hinata said as she headed toward the door. See you in a few minutes then Hinata-chan, Naruto said with a smile as Hinata entered the hallway and headed toward the front desk. Now let's see, where is Kurenai-sensei's room at? I found Kiba-kun's room, Hinata said to herself out loud as she checked the hospital log. Hey Hinata, how are you? Sakura said coming from down the hallway as she approached the Hyuga girl. Hello there Sakura-san, I'm fine, and what about you? Hinata replied. I'm good, I just got done visiting Kurenai-sensei, and she's doing better. She'll probably be able to leave tomorrow, Sakura said. You just came from her room. I couldn't find it in the log. Where is it at if you don't mind me asking? Hinata asked the pink-haired girl. Go down the hall and make a right, and then a left. It's that first door on your left, Sakura replied. Great, thank you very much Sakura-san, Hinata said to the girl. I'll see you later. Okay, see you later Hinata, Sakura said waving to the girl as Hinata headed down the hall following Sakura's directions. Hinata reached her destination and knocked on the door. Sensei, may I come in? Hinata asked. Yes, come on, Kurenai replied from behind the door. Hinata entered the room and closed the door behind her and made her way over to Kurenai. How are you Kurenai-sensei? Hinata asked. Oh, I'm fine Hinata. My injuries weren't that serious, Kurenai replied. That's good to hear. Sakura-san told me you might get out tomorrow. I'm visiting with Neji-ni-san at the moment. Tsunade-ne-chan said he'd need to stay here a few more days, Hinata told her former sensei. Tsunade-ne-chan. Hinata, when did you start calling her that? Kurenai asked. Tsunade-ne-chan told me to call her that. She said, since I was seeing Naruto-kun that I should start calling her Tsunade-ne-chan to sort of help Naruto-kun out. He always called her Tsunade-obakan, and well she didn't like that very much, Hinata said with a smile. Oh, I see. Hinata, you seem so much happier these days, Kurenai said giving Hinata a small smile. I am a lot happier now. Naruto-kun and I are together. Jiraiya-sensei is teaching me a lot. I have so much more confidence in myself now, Hinata replied. That's great, I am so happy for you. I was always worried about you. You never believed in yourself, you always looked down upon yourself. Getting to see you like this makes me so happy, Kurenai told the girl. Kurenai-sensei, thank you for all you've done for me. I've never told you that before and I've been meaning to. You've protected and taken care of me like a sister or even as a mother. That meant so much to me. I can never thank you enough, Hinata said to the older ninja. Hinata, tell me something. What do you think was the reason you were able to change so much? Kurenai asked. Well, you always believed in me. Then even though it took me being thrown out of the Hyuga clan, I was able to be with Naruto-kun and even tell him how much I loved him. It's also Neji ni-san and Jiraiya-sensei's training. I've even been training under Shizune-san, and now Tsunade ne-chan is helping me train as well. So many people have helped me. I believe that is why I was able to change, Hinata told her former sensei. Well, although that might be correct as well, the first reason, and the main reason why you were able to change was you. Hinata, your desire to change is what led to all this, Kurenai told the young Hyuga. I'm just glad you're finally finding happiness. Just remember to take care of yourself, and don't be a stranger. You got it, Kurenai-sensei, Hinata said with a smile. Well, I'm going to go visit Kiba-kun for a minute, and then I'm going to go back and check on Neji ni-san, Hinata said walking over to the door. Okay. Take care of yourself, Hinata, Kurenai said. I will, Kurenai-sensei, Hinata said, leaving the room and shutting the door behind her as she headed toward her former teammate's room. Hinata arrived and then entered the room to see her teammate resting, as his puppy Akamaru laid beside him. Upon her entering the room, Akamaru's ears perked up and the puppy quickly raised his head to greet the girl. Hinata walked over to the bed and patted Akamaru on the head. I see you're doing all right, Akamaru. That's good. But how is Kiba-kun? Hinata said aloud as she scratched the puppy behind his ears. Hey Hinata, what are you doing here? Kiba said, turning his head slightly to greet her. I was just checking up on you, Kiba-kun. I heard you got a pretty bad injury from protecting Akamaru. I'm glad to see Akamaru wasn't hurt too badly, Hinata said. Yeah, I didn't want to think about Akamaru being hurt badly ever again, so I did what I could, Kiba replied. Are you alright, Kiba-kun? Hinata asked the boy. Yeah, I'm fine. I exhausted my chakra and then took that hit, so I'm a little out of it. How are the others? Kiba asked. Kurenai-sensei is fine, she'll be allowed to leave probably tomorrow. I haven't visited Shikamaru-san or Tamari-san yet, but from what I heard Shikamaru-san should be alright to leave by tomorrow as well. Tamari-san was hurt pretty badly though. Tamari-san and Neji ni-san will be here for a little while longer. Sakura-san is completely fine though. She informed Naruto-kun and me almost right away. She also told everyone else what happened. She's also been making the rounds and checking on everyone from time to time, Hinata told the dog ninja. Oh, I see. Well, that's good, Kiba replied as he began to let out a big yawn. I see that you must still be tired. I'll leave you to get some more rest, Kiba-kun. I have to head back to Neji ni-san's room anyway, Hinata said, heading toward the door. Thanks for visiting. Talk to you later, Hinata, Kiba said as he closed his eyes. Yes, talk to you later, Kiba-kun, Hinata said, leaving the room and heading back to Neji's room. I hope Tamari-san is alright. If Neji ni-san is hurt this bad, I hate to think about what kind of shape she's in. I'm also worried about how Gaara-san is doing. With his sister being injured, I hope his emotions don't become unstable, Hinata thought to herself as she entered Neji's room. Welcome back, Hinata-chan, Naruto said with a smile. So how are Kiba and Kurenai-sensei? Naruto asked. Kurenai-sensei is fine and Kiba-kun will be alright. He was injured but not as badly as Neji ni-san, so he'll probably be out in a couple of days, Hinata replied. Oh, that's good, Naruto said. Hey Tenten-chan, I'm going to take Hinata-chan and go visit Tamari-chan and Shikamaru. We'll be back soon, Naruto said as he headed toward the door where Hinata is standing. Okay. I doubt Neji-kun will be awake, but if he does I'll tell him what's going on. I'm sure he'd understand, Tenten said. We'll be back in a while, Tenten-san, Hinata said as she and Naruto leave the room and head toward Temari's room. Naruto-kun, aren't you at all worried about Gaara-san's reaction to what happened to his sister? Hinata asked. Not really. I think Gaara will be fine. Anyway, I guess we'll see when we go in, Naruto said to the Hyuga girl as they entered the room. Upon entering they were greeted by Gaara Wood was without his gourd. Naruto also saw another young man sitting beside Temari. Naruto was confused because he wasn't sure who the person was. Naruto, I'm glad you came, Gaara told the boy. Yeah, Hinata-chan and I had to see how Temari-chan was, but I got a question. Who's that guy sitting next to Temari-chan? Naruto asked. You're a total moron, it's me Kankuro, Kankuro replied, shocking Naruto who hadn't ever seen the puppet user without his makeup. What? Makeup boy, is that you? Naruto yelled in shock. You dumb, I don't wear my makeup all the time and stop calling me makeup boy. My name is Kankuro. The puppet ninja yelled back in anger. Kankuro, Naruto, will you please keep it down? Temari is resting and this is a hospital, Gaara said to the two loud ninjas. Yes, Naruto-kun, you should know better, Hinata said to Naruto. You guys are right. Sorry about that, Naruto replied, rubbing the back of his head in embarrassment. Gaara-san, how is she? Hinata asked the red-haired boy. She was hurt badly. She sustained multiple deep cuts, and she lost a lot of blood, Gaara replied. She'll need to stay here for a while. I see. Neji-ni-san is the same. He was hurt pretty badly as well, Hinata said. I heard Shikamaru got hurt trying to save Temari-chan, Naruto said. Yes, I've already expressed my gratitude to him for helping my sister, Gaara said. Oh, what did he say to that? Naruto asked. He didn't really say much. I think he was more worried that I had decided to enter his room, Gaara said. I don't think Shikamaru meant any harm by it though. He was probably just surprised. Shikamaru is a lazy bastard, but he's a good guy, Naruto told the sand user. Yes, I believe so. Gaara said. Naruto, I want to ask you something. Yeah, what's up, Gaara? Naruto wondered. When I found out Temari had been seriously injured, I started feeling this pain in my chest. I was wondering what it was, Gaara asked. That's easy. You were worried about your sister. That pain in your chest is love. You love your sister, and when she got hurt, you felt the pain of not being able to protect her, Naruto said with a smile. This is love? Gaara asked with a very confused expression. Yeah, it's a type of love anyway. It's the type of love that you get when you care about someone else or when you're concerned about someone precious to you, Naruto told the confused boy. I'm not used to this feeling. I feel useless. I was unable to do anything, Gaara said. That's natural in this type of situation. But you're not useless. Being here by your sister's side is the best thing you could do. When she wakes up and sees you here, she'll know that you really care about her. That's part of what love is, Naruto told the boy. I see, then that is what I'll do. She got hurt for our sake. I can at least stay by her side, Gaara said. What do you mean she got hurt for your sake? Naruto asked. The new Cage had asked for at least one member of our team to go on that mission. The mission was to assassinate our former sensei. Gaara and I were out on a mission with the bug guy, Shino. He requested at least one of us to go, and if we did, he would discharge us from our obligation to the sand, Kankuro told Naruto and Hinata. What does this all mean really? Naruto asked, looking rather confused. I forgot that you're an idiot, so I'll put this into terms you can understand. For helping to complete the mission, Temari, Gaara, and I are no longer sand ninjas. We can now become leaf ninjas and stay here permanently, Kankuro said. That's so cool, so you guys can stay here for now on. That's so awesome, Naruto said. So Tamari-san did the mission so that all three of you can stay here? Hinata asked. Yes, that is why it is our fault she got injured, Gaara said. Gee Gaara, it's not your fault. I chose to do this, Tamari told the boy. Hey Tamari, you shouldn't speak, just rest for now, Kankuro told his sister. I'm happy here. I know Kankuro is too. Gaara, you finally found a friend here. You're finally getting a chance to experience a different life. A better life. I couldn't let this chance slip away. In our home village, nobody understands you. In Konoha, even you can be happy. I want to see my baby brother smile. That's why I would gladly risk my life. Tamari told her brother. Kankuro, Gaara, Hinata, and even Naruto were silent for several minutes. You see Gaara. This is love, Naruto said, breaking the silence. I want to experience it. Love. That will be my new reason to exist. I exist to experience the emotion that is love, Gaara said. What? Gaara has totally changed. I hate to admit it, but that loudmouth brat is pretty amazing, Kankuro thought to himself. Naruto-kun, please tell Shika-kun I said thanks, Tamari said with a slight smile. Sure, we're going to go see him now anyway, Naruto said to the girl. You get your rest so you can get better. I'll get Tsunade Ne-chan to come and check on you later, Naruto said as he and Hinata left the room and headed toward the lazy Chunin's room. Thank you Naruto-kun, because you were able to change Gaara, you gave me something really special. You gave me my brother, Tamari thought to herself as she went back to sleep with her two brothers watching over her. Naruto-kun, you really are amazing, Hinata told the blonde. What do you mean Hinata-chan? Naruto asked. You're so incredible. You were able to help Sasuke-san, and me. You were able to change Neji-ni-san, and Gaara-san. You helped bring Konoha its fifth Hokage, and you helped defeat one of the village's biggest threats, Orochimaru, Hinata said. Yeah, I am truly awesome, Naruto said with a smile as they enter Shikamaru's room where they find Choji and Ino already there with the Chunin. Naruto-kun, Hinata-chan, nice to see you guys, Ino said greeting her teammates. Hello Ino-chan, you must be feeling better since you're out of the hospital, Hinata said to her teammate. Yeah, I wasn't that injured, they just wanted to check up on me and be safe, Ino replied. How are you feeling Shikamaru? Naruto asked. I feel like crap, Shikamaru replied. That troublesome bastard Baki sliced my back up pretty good, and I broke some of my ribs on that stupid fan of Temari's. I caught her to try and keep her from falling, and of course when we both fell, we landed weird and her troublesome fan broke a few of my ribs. I'm never doing anything that troublesome again, Shikamaru said. That reminds me, Tamari-chan says thank you Shika-kun, Naruto said with a smirk. Shika-kun. That's cute, Shikamaru's got a girlfriend, Ino said playfully. Now wait, I'm not dating that crazy girl, and I keep telling her to stop calling me Shika-kun, Shikamaru said with a slight blush. But you're blushing, Shika-kun. Naruto said as he began to laugh. Shikamaru's just saying that because he's jealous. He's jealous because I got a girlfriend before he did, Choji said with a smile. Choji, you got a girlfriend? Who is it? Naruto asked. It's me of course you idiot. Ino said. What? Ino-chan is your girlfriend? Naruto yelled out in shock. Shut up. This is a hospital you moron. Ino yelled back at her teammate. Will both of you guys shut up? This is my room, and I really don't want to hear this troublesome stuff about girlfriends and all, Shikamaru said. You know, if you like her you should just tell her Shikamaru, Ino told the Chunin. I bet he's just scared of what Gaara would do if he made Tamari-chan cry, Naruto said, causing the Chunin to turn blue in the face. Get out, Shikamaru yelled as Choji, Ino, Hinata, and Naruto laugh. Several hours passed and visiting hours came to a close. Excuse me, visiting hours are over. Please come back tomorrow, a nurse said to the group waiting inside the room of Hyuga Neji. Sorry lady, but we aren't leaving, Naruto said. We promised we'd be here when he woke up and I never break my promise. That's my way of the ninja. But, the lady started but is quickly interrupted. No buts, if you don't like it, get Tsunade Ne-chan and tell her about it. I'll tell her the same thing, Naruto told the lady. Naruto, please stop being so loud in the hospital, Tsunade said approaching the boy. Tsunade Ne-chan, Hinata-chan, Tenten-chan, and I won't be leaving tonight. I promised Neji, Naruto said to the older woman. I see. It was a promise, was it? Tsunade asked with a smile. Yeah, and I'm not breaking my promise to him. You'd have to kill me first, Naruto said. Well, that won't be necessary. Just get a few extra chairs, pillows, and blankets just in case you need them, Tsunade said. Tsunade Ne-chan, Hinata said, getting the woman's attention. Hinata-chan, what is? Tsunade asked. I'd like to do some extra training with you sometime this week if you're available, Hinata said. That's fine, I'm actually glad you asked because I'm going to be training Sakura-chan a little this week as well. So I can just train you both at the same time, Tsunade said. Thank you Tsunade Ne-chan, Hinata said. No problem at all Hinata-chan, Tsunade replied. Hey Tsunade Ne-chan, could you stop by Tamari-chan's room? I told Tamari-chan and her brothers that I'd have you check in on her when I saw you, Naruto asked. Sure Naruto, I'll check up on her as I do my rounds, Tsunade replied with a smile. Naruto, Hinata, and Tenten stay the entire night in Neji's room. As morning comes, the Hyuga boy began to awaken as the sun shined down upon him. The boy awakened to see that the people closest to him were indeed by his side. He gazed upon them with a smile and a new day in Konoha began. 1 week has passed since Neji, Tamari, and the others were released from the hospital. The injured ninjas were put on restriction for 1 week. Neji had spent much of his time with Tenten as to be expected. Kiba and Akamaru had been spending most of their time training. Tamari had been spending a lot of time with a certain lazy chunin we all know and love. Naruto and Hinata spent the day enjoying each other's company, as they were given the day off so that Jiraiya could gather materials for his latest book. Hey Hinata-chan, so how has training with Tsunade Ne-chan been? The blonde asked his shy girlfriend. Tsunade Ne-chan is a very strict teacher. Sakura-san and I have spent many hours just repeating the same exercises because Tsunade Ne-chan wasn't satisfied with our progress, Hinata replied. Tsunade Ne-chan does seem like someone who would be hard to learn from. I sometimes wonder how Shizune Ne-chan managed to put up with her, Naruto said. Naruto-kun, I haven't seen much of Ino-chan lately. Every day after training she runs off. I wonder if everything is alright with her, Hinata said to the boy. Ino-chan, she's probably hurrying to meet up with her boyfriend. She's dating Choji now. I still can't believe that, Naruto said to the Hyuga. Well, love works in mysterious ways, Hinata said. Very true, and hey, if they're happy then who really cares, Naruto said, flashing his normal foxy grin at the girl. The two continued walking through Konoha until they saw a familiar face coming close to them. Naruto's former teammate Sakura was walking up to them, her mind seemingly lost in thought. Discover more. Books. Books and literature. Sakura-chan, what's up? Naruto yelled as the girl got closer. Discover more. Books and literature. Books. What? Oh, hey Naruto, Hinata, how are you two today? Sakura asked with a friendly smile. We're well, but Sakura-san, you seem to be out of it. Is anything wrong? Hinata asked. I'm sorry, I was just thinking about things. I'm going to go see him today, Sakura said with a smile. You're going to see Sasuke? That's cool. I haven't seen him since we fought, Naruto said. Tell him I said hello. Why haven't you gone and seen Sasuke-kun at all, Naruto? Sakura asked. I don't know. I mean, I've been really busy lately, Naruto said. You're too busy to see how Sasuke-kun is doing. That doesn't sound like you, Sakura said to the boy. I know, it's just that. Seeing him right now would be weird. I mean, we had that fight and we both almost died. I mean, just think, it isn't the right time to see him now. I'll see him again soon enough anyway, Naruto said to the girl. I see. I guess I really don't understand, but you two did have serious issues concerning each other. I just think Sasuke-kun could use all the encouraging he can get. He's trying to earn everyone's respect and trust back, and he's working very hard with training right now, Sakura told the two standing before her. Sakura-chan, Sasuke and I are brothers. So don't worry, we'll see each other when we see each other, Naruto said with a grin. Well, see you later, Sakura-chan, Naruto said as he began to walk away. Goodbye, Sakura-san, have a good day and give Sasuke-san our best, Hinata said as she and Naruto walked away arm in arm. Those two make a really cute couple, Sakura said with a smile as she began to walk toward the Uchiha Manor. As she arrived, she noticed several Anbu stationed near the entrance. Sakura's thoughts were quickly interrupted by a familiar voice that came up before her. Yo, how are you, Sakura? The silver-haired Junin asked. Kakashi-sensei, were you just with Sasuke-kun? Sakura asked. Yes, we were training. We're finished though. So what brings you here? Kakashi asked. Well, I was coming to visit Sasuke-kun and maybe even taken him out for a date around Konoha. He must be bored staying in his home all the time, Sakura told her former sensei. I see, that would be good for him. Just remember that he can't leave the village, Kakashi told his former student. I know that already, sensei, Sakura said with an annoyed look on her face. Discover more. Books. Books and literature. Well, have fun, Kakashi said as he vanished in a puff of smoke. Discover more. Books. Books and literature. What does that mean? Sakura wondered as she entered the Uchiha Manor. She calmly made her way to the Uchiha Dojo where she figured Sasuke must be since they just finished training. As she entered, she blushed heavily as she found Sasuke standing before her bare-chested with a towel over his head. He looked at her and the two stared quietly at each other for several seconds. Sorry, Sakura. I just got out of the shower after I finished training with Kakashi. I didn't have time to put a shirt on yet, Sasuke told the blushing girl. And no, I don't mind. You look good like that, Sakura smiled with the blush still painted on her face. What? Be baka, Sasuke said in embarrassment as he turned his head. Sorry, Sasuke-kun, that just slipped out, Sakura said, slightly sticking her tongue out at the boy, causing him to let out a small smile. So what did you come here for? Sasuke asked. What, I can't visit the man I love? Sakura asked. The comment made Sasuke blush slightly. Sorry, it was a dumb question, Sasuke replied. So, how has your training been going? Sakura asked. It's going well. Kakashi, Asuma, and Guy are all taking turns training me. They want me to get stronger physically and mentally, Sasuke told the girl. Asuma-sensei and Guy-sensei are also training you? Sakura asked, looking rather confused. Yes, Kakashi asked them too. The training is really good though. Asuma trains me and helps me with my exercises on some days. He trains me more using armed combat than anything else. Guy, he trains me in taijutsu and gives these really weird speeches that I barely understand. Kakashi helps me with everything else. He trains me in all forms of combat, Sasuke told the girl. That's great. I was worried about you getting too bored, but it sounds like you're staying busy, Sakura said. No, I still get bored though. The training only lasts a few hours a day. So the rest of the day I'm here alone, Sasuke replied. Why don't you go out? You're free to go anywhere in Konoha, Sakura asked. I don't know if I can face everyone yet. I'm afraid to leave and possibly bump into someone I know, Sasuke said in a rather depressed voice. Sakura could see sadness fill his face. I let Konoha down. I let my clan down. What's worse is I let you and Naruto down. Sasuke said. Sasuke-kun, let's go out. Let's go on a date together. That way you won't be alone, Sakura said to the boy, trying to get him to cheer up. I don't know. Sasuke said, his mind slipping in and out of his own thoughts. You know we already forgave you. I mean Naruto, and I forgive you. Naruto and Hinata told me to say hello when I saw you, Sakura told the Uchiha boy. What, Naruto and Hinata? You say that as if they were together, Sasuke wondered. It's so cute. They make a great couple, Sakura said with a smile. What? Naruto and Hinata are dating? Sasuke said, looking rather shocked. Yes, they're actually living together because of something that had happened. But they're quite happy, Sakura told a baffled Sasuke. How in the hell did that blockhead manage to snag a girlfriend? Sasuke wondered, still looking shocked. Well, love works in mysterious ways. Almost everyone has a girlfriend or boyfriend these days. Ino-chan and Choji are dating now. Choji looks quite good now after permanently losing all his fat. Neji and Tenten are dating. Naruto has done Neji wonders. He's totally different from the way he was when we first met him. Tamari, Gaara's sister, likes Shikamaru, and I think he likes her but won't admit it, Sakura told the boy. She continued to tell the Uchiha boy about the events that had taken place in the village since he left. I see a lot has happened. You're training in genjutsu and medical ninjutsu. That's good. I'm glad you're getting stronger. I guess everyone has gotten stronger. I can't wait to see everyone fight. I'm a little shocked that Gaara's team is staying here in the village, Sasuke said to the pink-haired girl. Discover more. Books and literature. Books. Yes, because of our last mission. We had to assassinate Gaara's former sensei Baki. Because Tamari went with us on the mission, they're going to be allowed to become Konoha Genin now. I don't know any more than that though. I haven't been around Gaara much myself, but Tamari says he's totally different now. Naruto really changed him. Speaking of Naruto, he's really something else. He's surrounding himself with some really interesting people. Naruto and Hinata are always together, as you can expect. But they were teamed with Ino, and you won't believe who their sensei was. One of the legendary Sannin became their sensei. According to Ino-chan, Jiraiya-sama has helped her and Hinata get a lot stronger. Hinata's is also training with Neji, Shizune-san, and Hokage-sama. Neji and Naruto are like best friends now. I see Tenten with them a lot more now as well. Gaara and Naruto have also gotten really close. I've never seen Naruto so happy, Sakura finished telling Sasuke. Sasuke sat back and took in everything he had heard. At one time, I would have been considered Naruto's best friend. But I screwed that up, Sasuke said in a grim voice. Sasuke-kun, it's true you could never be called Naruto's best friend. But that's because to Naruto, you're his brother. Those comments from Sakura seemed to shake Sasuke for a moment as he realized what has just been said. His brother. That's weird being called brother by him or anyone else for that matter. But, if it's Naruto, then I guess it isn't so bad, Sasuke said with his usually smirk on his face. Sakura, I'd like to go out on that date if you're still interested. Great. Let's go then, Sasuke-kun, Sakura said, pulling on his arm. Hang on. Let me put on my shirt, Sasuke said, and he put on his normal blue shirt with his clan symbol on the back. Okay. Let's go. Sasuke and Sakura head out into the busy streets. The entire time out, Sasuke noticed odd glares and heard people whispering under their breaths. Look, it's the traitor. I can't believe he's allowed out. He's pathetic, an older lady said to another as they stare coldly at Sasuke. It's the Uchiha kid. I can't believe what a disappointment he turned out to be. He disgraces the Uchiha name, a man said as Sasuke walked by. Sakura noticed the stares and the whispers as well. She looked at Sasuke, who was wearing his usual smirk, but his eyes were filled with sorrow. Sasuke-kun, are you alright? Sakura asked, looking concerned. I think I finally understand how Naruto felt all those lonely years, Sasuke said as he turns toward the girl. What do you mean, Sasuke-kun? Sakura asked. You know about him being the Kyuubi container, right? Sasuke asked. Yes, Naruto told me when he was in the hospital after bringing you back. Why? Sakura replied. You should know why. The village always hated him because he held the Kyuubi inside him. I imagine the villagers act the same way towards him. But he's been dealing with it for a much longer period of time than I have. It's saddening to hear the people talk like this, and I'm just recently experiencing it. How in the world did Naruto put up with it for all these years? Thinking about it, I must be strong. I must regain everyone's trust. I want the Uchiha name to mean something good again. I guess it's much like how Naruto's always wanted everyone to acknowledgement and acceptance, Sasuke explained to the girl. Yes, Naruto is truly amazing for being able to stay strong even though he's suffered so much. I guess that's why he's experiencing so much happiness now, Sakura said. The two continued to wander throughout Konoha for several hours until a familiar voice called out to them. Hey Sakura-chan, Sasuke, what are you guys up to? A certain blonde-haired boy yelled as he came running up, almost dragging a dumbfounded Hinata behind. Naruto, you're still wandering around? Sakura asked. Of course, Hinata-chan and I are taking full advantage of our day off. We ate some ramen, did some shopping, ate some more ramen, I pulled a few pranks on Iruka-sensei and Ero-sennin, and then we ate some ramen again, Naruto said with a smile. You haven't changed, have you, idiot? Sasuke said with a grin. What was that, Sasuke? Naruto asked. I said you haven't changed at all, you're still a total moron, Sasuke replied. Hello again, Hinata-chan, has Naruto really been dragging you around this whole time? Sakura asked the Hyuga girl, interrupting the two boys before they could start a fight. I don't really mind. I love spending time with Naruto-kun, even though I've probably had enough ramen today to last me a lifetime, Hinata replied, causing Sakura to chuckle lightly. That's funny, but you better be careful, don't get too tired of ramen or Naruto might get sad, Sakura told the girl. Oh, I'm thinking about making him take me to a real restaurant for every time he mentions that he wants ramen to eat, Hinata told the girl. If you did that, Naruto would have to take you out every night, Sakura replied. That's the point, Hinata said, causing the two girls to giggle. So Naruto, how have you been? Sasuke asked the boy, leaving the two girls to talk. I've been really good. I've got a lot of really good people in my life now, Naruto told the raven-haired boy. That's good to hear. I'm starting to learn how it is you felt all these years, Sasuke told the boy. What do you mean? Naruto asked, looking rather confused. I mean the way the people look at you. The way the people whisper, Sasuke started. How did you ever learn how to deal with the pain of such loneliness? I mean, I've only just begun to hear it, to witness it. But you've dealt with it your entire life. Well, what was I supposed to do? I couldn't just sit down and cry, every single time someone did something to me. I couldn't just cry every time someone said something to me. It was very tough, and I was very lonely. It got even worse after I found out the Kyuubi was inside me because I learned why I was so hated. I guess I wish I could have remained ignorant forever. Eventually I learned to tune it out. I won't let them take my dream away from me. I will become Hokage one day and they will all acknowledge my existence, Naruto said to his former teammate. Naruto, you truly are strong, Sasuke said. So are you, Sasuke. Take my advice, and don't listen to the people talking negative about you. I tuned it out and then I started to find people who would accept me. Iruka-sensei, Kakashi-sensei, Sakura-chan, and you were the reasons why I could get up every day and face the hardships. Now I have even more important people. I got Ero-sennin, Tsunade-ne-chan, Hinata-chan, Neji, Gaara, and everyone else now as well. I live to protect you guys, and I'll die to protect you guys too, Naruto said with a smile. Naruto, I'll be back soon. Just wait and see, I'll make everyone proud of the Uchiha clan once again. I'll prove that I'm worthy of being called your brother, Sasuke smiled back at the blonde. Sasuke, I know you will. As for revenge, don't worry. We'll beat him together. When we work together, nobody will even be able to defeat us, Naruto said, extending his hand out toward Sasuke. Together we'll defeat Itachi. That doesn't sound too bad now that you've said it. Sasuke smiled and extended his hand as the two brothers in friendship officially reunite. Sasuke-kun, let's get something to eat, Sakura said approaching the boy once again. Hinata-san, Sasuke called to the Hyuga girl as he approached her and Sakura. Why yes, what is it, Sasuke-san? Hinata nervously asked. Take care of that idiot of a brother of mine. Because of you, he's been able to find a happiness that nobody else could have given him, Sasuke whispered in her ear as he walked past and rejoined Sakura. Yes, I will, Hinata replied. Naruto, Hinata, we should go out together sometime. I think the four of us getting together could be quite fun, Sasuke said with a smirk as he and Sakura walked away. You got it, Sasuke, Naruto said back to him as he and Hinata headed off in the opposite direction. Sakura and Sasuke wandered around looking for a restaurant until they came across a familiar little ramen restaurant. The place immediately brought a smile to Sasuke's face. Hey Sakura, let's eat here, Sasuke said to his pink-haired companion. Sure Sasuke-kun, Sakura said with a smile. The two enter Ichiraku's and enjoyed a meal. As nightfall came, Sasuke and Sakura stopped in front of Sakura's home. Sasuke-kun, thank you for coming out with me, Sakura said but was shocked when Sasuke suddenly grabbed her in an embrace. After a moment she returned the embrace. What's this for Sasuke-kun? Thank you for being with me. Thank you for staying with me, and always believing in me, Sasuke said, his emotionless mask long since shattered. He held the girl as if the world was going to end tomorrow. Sakura began to cry. I've made you shed many tears, haven't I? Sasuke said as he swiped away the tears rolling down her face. These are tears of joy. You're finally mine. I'm so happy, Sakura said as she's once again caught off guard as Sasuke's lips touched her own gently. The two stayed motionless for several minutes and then finally unwillingly broke the kiss. Sakura, as long as you're with me, I'll always be strong, Sasuke said with a smile. For the first time in my life I can really say this to someone. I love you. Sasuke-kun. I love you so much, Sakura said as the tears flowed like a stream down her face once again. Good night, Sakura, Sasuke said, wiping the tears away one last time and planting a kiss on her forehead. Then the Uchiha boy walked off into the night to head back to his home. Good night, Sasuke-kun, Sakura whispered as she watched the boy walk away. Tsunade, the fifth Hokage, stood before a small crowd of Genin, Chunin, and Junin. Many familiar faces could be seen among the crowd as they all awaited Tsunade to speak. I've called you all here today to make a small announcement. In 2 days we will have a special ceremony as I officially announce that our 3 allies from Hidden Sand will become official Konoha ninjas. I'll also be making an announcement concerning the Chunin exams. I expect everyone to be here. Also, Naruto, I would like you to come see me after the meeting. Shikamaru, I want to see you as well, Tsunade said. The two boys nodded their head as Tsunade continued. Is there any questions before I dismiss you? Tsunade asked the crowd. The crowd remained silent. Then everyone but Naruto and Shikamaru may leave, Tsunade told the crowd as everyone quickly made their exit. Naruto and Shikamaru approached the older ninja. So what did you want to see us for, Tsunade-ne-chan? Naruto asked. Naruto, Shikamaru, I want you two to be a big part of the ceremony and welcome those 3 to the ranks of Konoha, Tsunade said. What do you mean? Naruto asked, looking rather puzzled. Naruto, you were the one that set everything up. You defeated Gaara, which is what originally started everything. It was because of that defeat that I was able to approach the new Kazekage and get their help in going after Sasuke, Tsunade said to the boy. I think it's only right that you be a major part of it. I'd like you to give Gaara his new Konoha head protector. What? That sounds so cool. Sure, I'd love to do it, Tsunade-ne-chan, Naruto said with a smile. Hokage-sama, I have a question. Shikamaru said, getting the older woman's attention. Yes, what is it, Shikamaru? Tsunade asked. What do you want me for? I have nothing really to do with them, Shikamaru said. Shikamaru, you'll give Tamari her head protector. I'll probably have Kiba give Kankuro his, and as for why I have chosen you, if I'm not mistaken it was you that technically lead the team on that last mission, am I correct? Tsunade said to the boy. Damn, this is going to be really troublesome, Shikamaru said with a sigh. Okay, you two may go now, Tsunade said, allowing the two to leave. As the two left the building, Hinata and Ino met up with Naruto. Naruto-kun, did everything go alright? You aren't in any trouble for those pranks you pulled the other day, are you? Hinata asked. No, Tsunade Ne-chan just wants me and Shikamaru to be a big part of the ceremony, that's all, Naruto replied. What is that true, Shikamaru? You're actually going to go through with it? Ino asked, looking rather shocked. Unfortunately, I can't turn down Hokage-sama's request no matter how troublesome it is, Shikamaru replied. Hey, it isn't going to be that bad, Shikamaru. All we got to do is hand them their Konoha head protectors, Naruto said to the Chunin. Like I said, it's going to be troublesome. I'm not like you. I don't like getting attention and being in front of crowds and stuff, Shikamaru said to the blonde boy. Lazy as always, aren't you, Shikamaru? Ino asked with a smile. You better believe it. Well, anyway, see you guys later, Shikamaru said as he left the team. So Ino-chan, why are you waiting here for me as well? Naruto asked, turning to his teammate. Jiraiya-sensei told me and Hinata-chan to wait for you and then for us all to meet at our usual spot. He said he had something to talk to us about, Ino replied as the three begin to walk to their normal training ground. Alright then, let's not keep Ero-sennin waiting, Naruto said as the three raced off to the training grounds. As the team arrived they find Jiraiya waiting. It's about time you guys got here, Jiraiya said with a smile. So what do you want, Ero-sennin? Naruto asked his sensei. I wanted to let you know I was planning on nominating you all to take the Chunin exam and that after the ceremony we'll step up our training to a new level. Hinata, you still haven't fully mastered some of the techniques I've taught you. Ino, you need to work on your control when it comes to using your new jutsus. You waste too much chakra. Naruto, I want you to continue to train on controlling your new chakra. I've also got a few things I want to teach you all. I plan on getting a lot done in the next few months leading up the exam. I believe you all can pass with little difficulty if you train hard, Jiraiya told the group. Yes, finally a new jutsu, I can't wait. Naruto yelled in excitement. I understand, Jiraiya-sensei, I'll try much harder, Hinata said to her sensei. The same for me as well, I'll learn to use these new jutsus properly, Ino said. Good, you guys are all doing very well, just keep up the hard work, Jiraiya said to the group. You guys can leave now, Jiraiya said, dismissing them. As the team headed back to Konoha, another team could be found wandering around the village. Gaara, Kankuro, and Tamari were traveling through the village after leaving Ichiraku's ramen stand. Gaara, where are we going? Kankuro asked his little brother. I'm getting more accustomed to the village. We will be staying here from now on. We need to become familiar with everything. This is our home, Gaara told his older brother. You don't have to stay if you don't want to. You're free to look around on your own. Okay then, I'll do that. I'll see you two later, Kankuro said as he left the group. Is it just me or has Kankuro been wearing his makeup less and less as of late? Tamari asked her brother. He does seem to be wearing it a lot less now, Gaara replied. Well, good, he really shouldn't wear it so much. It makes me worried that he likes it too much sometimes, Tamari said. Tamari, you don't have to stay with me if you don't want to. I know you'd rather be with that Shikamaru guy, Gaara said to his sister. Don't worry, I won't get into any trouble. Why do you think I left the gourd at home? This is our home now. We don't need to be ready for battle all the time, Gaara said to his older sibling. Are you sure it would be alright to leave? I mean, I don't mind spending time with you either, Tamari said to her younger brother. Tamari, there will be plenty of time for us to be together as well. So if you desire to go see that guy, then do so, Gaara said. Alright, I'm going then. You have a good day, Gaara, Tamari said, waving goodbye as Gaara nodded his head in approval. I've never really wandered around Konoha by myself. I wonder what I should do, Gaara thought to himself. Gaara continued to walk through Konoha. Every once in a while Gaara would notice some of the people looking at him, but he simply shrugged it off. After about an hour, two familiar people interrupted Gaara. Well, if it isn't Gaara, how are you on this beautiful day that burning so brightly with the power of youthful influence? A tall man asked, wearing a green outfit. Guy-sensei, it would seem our new comrade is in need of assistance, Lee said, turning to his sensei. Very good of you to notice, Lee. You are as observant as ever. You make your sensei proud with your keen awareness and intelligence, Guy said with tears streaming down his face. Guy-sensei, thank you for noticing my improvements. I try my very best to make you proud. Lee replied as tears began to pour down his face as well. Gaara stood back and watched the stupidity as the two hugged each other while crying. It's you, the weird bull-head kid and the weird super bull-head guy, Gaara replied. Gaara-san, it is impolite to say such things. This man is the incredible Maida guy, the village's elite Junin, and I am Konoha's shining azure beast, Rock Lee. Lee said to the red-haired ninja. What do you two want anyway? Gaara asked, ignoring the stupidity the best he could while trying to ignore his sudden urge to kill. It's not what we want, but what is it that we may do for you on this wonderful of days? It would seem you haven't gotten used to our fine village as of yet. Please allow Lee and myself to escort you around our humble home, Guy said to the boy. That won't be necessary, Guy-sensei, Neji said, interrupting the Junin as he and Tenten appeared from around a corner. Neji, it is good to see you and Tenten on this fine day, but why do you say that isn't necessary for us to help young Gaara here? Do you mean to say that you'd rather him remain lost? Guy asked of his former student. No, not at all. It isn't necessary for you two to show him around because Tenten and I will gladly do it. Besides, if he had to put up with you two all day, he'd probably go on a killing spree, Neji said with a smirk, which caused Tenten to giggle. Very well said, Neji. Although it appears you've been hanging around Kakashi's former student Naruto a little too much, that his youthful antics are starting to rub off on you, Guy replied. Naruto, you say? Gaara said, looking at Neji.